Hello, New Wave of British Heavy Metal.com here. Today it's the 3rd of July 2022. As always, if I could ask please for the opening favour, and that's if you wouldn't mind please subscribing to the channel. That'd be excellent, really would. Every subscriber helps, so please hit the button if you can. Righty ho, today we're going all the way back to original New Wave of British Heavy Metal days, late 70s, early 80s, and a band called Woden Forge. Right, and we can add them to the never-ending list of bands from back then that unfortunately didn't make the grade and have been in inverted commas rediscovered. You know, it's brilliant, isn't it? How these bands from back then keep finding ways to get the stuff out there. Now, Woden Forge were from the Ipswich area. Got together towards the end of the 70s, I believe, and built up a very healthy local following around Ipswich and Suffolk, to such an extent that they were able to pull in sell-out crowds to some respectably sized venues, such as Ipswich Corn Exchange, for example, and you know, got noticed enough to share the stage with the likes of Hawkwind and Vardis. But despite all that, sadly didn't work out for them, and they became no more around about the mid-1980s, but did manage to lay down a few tracks in studio sessions. I think it was 1980, 81, something like that. And although they weren't released at the time, they have recently found the light of day via Dark Age Records. Now that's a very, very limited run of just 200 CDs, and you know, they've all sold out. I was fortunate enough to fall on one by accident, really. I was on Sonic Age Records in Greece ordering something else. Happened to see it, so bagged one at that time. They've all gone anyway. But if all this digital downloading newfangled stuff is your bag, then the digital version is available on Woden Forge's BandCamp page, and I'll put a link to that underneath in the description, so you can go there if that's what you want to do, if that's the format that you prefer. So what we've got here are 16 excellent songs demonstrating that Woden Forge had the chops and the talent, but unfortunately not the breaks. There's a fair bit of variety in the songwriting as well, just to add to that. Like, for example, Return of the Forge is a nice pulsing instrumental to begin with. Running Scared and Exterminator, typical new wave of British heavy metal style. Short, punchy, energetic songs, fast riffing, soloing, and you know, they go along at pace. But then we start to get the variety. Woden steps it up considerably. Atmospheric, spacey beginning. It bursts out into a huge, free-flowing, cutting, slashing riff. Dramatic vocals, slows down in the middle just to add to the drama, and given what the subject matter of the song is, of course, because Woden, as I'm sure, well, you'll certainly know if you live in England, hopefully you will if you know your history a little bit. Woden was a warrior queen over here in England back in, was it AD 60-ish, and she took on the Romans full force, head on. And that's what this song's all about. And then off it goes after that sort of like dreamy middle, not dreamy, but slowed down middle bit. Off again it goes, building up to some excellent guitar work through the extended play out. It's excellent song. Reminds me a bit, to some extent, of Wishbone Ash's Warrior, you know, off Argus. I think it's that good. Another Monday Morning. More variety here. It's a sort of a gentle piano-based ballad, just to mix up that style a bit more. And then the remainder become sort of like short, punchy rockers, but with plenty of catchy melodic elements throughout, and you know, spiky riffs, melodies, solos. It's marvelous, it really is. Hall of the King, for example, is one like that. Office Girl. I'd that found a release as a single. It must have been nailed on there. It's so catchy, infectious hook. Stranger in the City, sort of like a bluesy based section, as they sounds like they're jamming a little bit. And then Conceit thunders along and is nice and heavy. So all in all, Woden Forge, lots of talent, quite some finesse to the songwriting, that making them just that little bit different to many of the contemporaries at the time. And for me, certainly more to them than that Lost Nawabamir tag. There's plenty of talent on show here, and it's unfortunate that they were one of many that didn't break out at the time. As I mentioned earlier, the very limited CD run has gone, unfortunately, but you can get a digital version from Woden Forge's BandCamp page, and there's a link to that in the description underneath the video. So I would encourage you to check it out, because you can listen to it before you buy it, of course, on BandCamp. Please subscribe before you go, that would be excellent. And as always, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and take care.